Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Welcome to the Dream Big, Travel Better Showcase. My name is Ryan Spear. I'm president of Spear Travel Group. I started this wonderful company almost about 3 years ago with a passion for travel. And we're really excited to be talking about travel again. As we all know, this year has been trying, to say the least. I think we're about that time now. We're ready to start talking about travel again. I'm really excited about it. So we decided to put together this great showcase to help you, inspire you, and dream again, and just think about getting outside of your house, your place of work. And many of us have been at home for months on end. We've been fortunate to travel a fair amount through this, and I want to share that experience with you because thankfully we've been able to do it safe and keep everybody healthy and happy. But we know it's tough being at home, juggling the school, virtual schooling for those that have kids at home, for those that don't, not going to the office, starting a new routine, all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that we've all been somewhat constrained. Great news: cases are going down significantly right now. More people are getting vaccinated every day, and travel, had been happening through the majority of this, but now it's really starting to take shape. People are willing to get back out there and get on a plane again, or go stay at their first hotel, or whatever it might be. And we want to help you through that process. We've got expert knowledge all over the place to help guide you through, kind of travel in this new time. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to a little bit of the team who's going to help take your travel dreams into a reality. And we're going to bring on our first guest with me, Abby Estevez. Let me just pull her into the studio. 1 second. Okay. We'll get her. There we go. All right. Hey, Abby, how you doing?
Hi, doing great. How are you?
Doing great. So we're not too far apart. I'm actually in Jersey, across the river, and Abby's across almost 2 rivers in Queens, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. Right here in Astoria.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us. So as you can see on the screen, Abby's one of our travel advisors here at Spirit Travel Group. She actually leads our leisure travel department, which we'll be talking about. So vacations and anything in that realm. And then Kevin and Brian will be coming on later this afternoon for our second session, which is talking about mastermind and retreat areas to garner your interest in holding small meetings again. So great to have you with us this morning, Abby, and look forward to sharing some of these exciting places and talking about travel again.
I can't wait. Good
stuff. So talk a little bit about our services. The travel agency, for a lot of us, maybe we didn't use it. I don't think my parents ever used it. I don't know if your parents ever used a travel agency back then. Now, the community, we like to be called travel advisors because that's really what we do. We advise you. And Abby, talk a little bit more about your experience being on this side of the business.
Yeah, absolutely. So something we really like to, the word we like to use is curated, right? So we are travel experts, and we truly can advise you on, even if you don't know where you want to go, we can help to figure that out with you. And there's a lot of benefits to working with a travel advisor. First and most importantly, we save you a ton of time, right? In this day and age, you're searching on the internet, you come up with thousands of results for all inclusive, but where do you really want to go? Or like what truly fits the vibe that you're looking for? And we can help to curate that for you. And you can just stop endlessly searching, right? Going through Expedia, there's so many filters and you're overwhelmed by options and book now or you're going to miss out. But, we can do all of that work and research for you, and we can find you the best deal. We can unlock incredible value for whatever kind of vacation or trip that you're looking to go on. So knowledge and our powerful relationships, around the world really help in making your dream vacation come true. And I also like to mention, let's be honest, you can't just VIP yourself. You can't call a hotel and be like, hi, I'm a VIP. take care of me. We'll do that for you. That would be a little weird. And our affiliation with Virtuoso provides all of our clients with added benefits and perks, and you automatically get that VIP status. So you don't have to worry about making that awkward phone call. But finally, we don't stop working until you're satisfied. So you can think of us as like your confidant or your secret weapon when you're booking your travel, and we're here to do all of that for you.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. We advocate for our clients all the time. So you've got a little special weapon in your pocket or wherever you hold your phone, and we're always there for you. And it sounds great, but let's hear it from one of our customers' mouths, one of our best clients, some of our favorite clients, to give their perspective on our services. So I'm going to let Chris and Kate Kenny take it away for a little bit of insight into some of the planning that we did for them earlier last year.
Hello, we are Kate and Chris Kenny, and thought we'd pop in here to give a shout out to Ryan Spear and Spear Travel Group, who we love booking vacations with.
Yeah, we booked a holiday with them in October, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was really just kind of one of those perfect. It was perfect timing. We really needed to get away. We needed some downtime, but we're busy, we're entrepreneurs, and because of that, we didn't want to spend the time to do all the planning and do all the research, and then there's things going on with COVID, and where can we travel, and what are the travel restrictions, and Ryan and Ryan's team took care of everything. We had a couple of phone calls. It was myself and Ryan talking about what were some of the things that we wanted, what were some of the things we were interested in. And then it was so seamless. He just sent back a couple of opportunities. He said, here's some of the pros that I see with these different locations. I was able to, from those locations, immediately pick a spot. Then we talked a little bit about what we wanted in terms of flights and scheduling in terms of that. Everything was amazing, and I had to do absolutely nothing. And then I think what we'll do now is we'll have Kate talk a little bit about, because I did the planning piece, but what was it like, Kate, when we arrived?
It was totally amazing. I want to say one more thing on the planning piece. Normally, I am the person who's sitting there doing all the scheduling, all the research, like, which place should we stay? What should we do? What are the places in the vicinity? It was amazing not having to do any of that, and knowing that I could completely relax and trust that the perfect place would show up. And it really, really was. The moment we walked in the door, we felt like, yes, wow, this is the perfect location. There was a little gift in our room, which was incredible. We don't drink, so Ryan had even organised some kombucha as a special welcome gift. And then I'm British, you can probably tell. And he'd even sourced some British cookies. It was incredible. So there was this little gift in our room, and then Chris, I think it was just everything we wanted and needed in terms of a completely relaxing break. I don't know if you can see in the background here, there's snow. We live in upstate New York in Rochester, so we're actually in the process right now of planning our next trip with Ryan, because it's definitely time to get out of the cold weather. Chris, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so just if you want a seamless travel opportunity where you don't have to plan anything, the location's perfect, the accommodations are perfect, all the flights being booked, everything we just didn't have to do anything, and we were really, really well looked after.
Oh, and it's funny, as we were talking about this before we planned anything, I had a real concern around, oh my gosh, like, how much is this going to cost? Like, what's the investment for this going to be? In terms of the time saved, amazing. As Chris said, we're both entrepreneurs. That felt incredible. But I really did have that little voice in my head going, oh yeah, bespoke travel planning, like amazing hotels, what's that going to cost? And I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I mean, I was actually quite shocked about what it did look like behind the scenes. I'll let Ryan explain more about that, but I will just say that it was much, much, much easier and simpler and less expensive than I ever thought it could possibly be. So if you have that little voice in your head as well, just pick up the phone and talk to Ryan.
Yeah, so we can't recommend Spear Travel Group enough. That's all we want to say, I guess.
And that's it. And I wish we could be there live today, because it sounds amazing, but you better believe we are going to be watching the recordings of all the amazing destinations that Ryan is going to be showcasing today. Have an amazing, amazing day. See you soon.
Take care.
All right, that was pretty awesome. That's Chris, some great clients of ours, and they really, talked and hit on some awesome points. We really try and take the work away. We know that everyone's busy and has so much to do. And some people really enjoy travel planning, and we in no way want to take that away. What we like to do is just ensure that, we're looking out for your best interests. You mentioned price and cost and things like that. And most of the hotels we are going to show you today are luxury. That's where we like to be. That's where my background and Abby's background are. We like the finer things in life, and many of our clients do. But that doesn't mean that we're just throwing money around and recommending the most expensive hotels and things like that. We really look for value, and we try and unlock value for all of our clients. Their particular trip was about a week long. It was actually at the Cliff House in Maine. Little plug for that hotel. It's an amazing seaside resort just outside of Portland, Maine. But there was an amazing special on long stays, because these hotels were and some are still struggling, and they're enticing people to come stay for a week. Work here. You get 40% off, and free Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So. Our job is to find those kind of things and recommend them for you. So, you come to us with an overview of something, and we go out and find it. Today's examples are really just going to be some of the really just cool places that we've come across over, the past few weeks, looking at trips for people, and hopefully give you some inspiration. But let's talk about some of the other things that we do. So normal vacations are one thing, but what else can we do for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, I think we all are dying for some family time. We probably skipped our family vacations last year. And so it's time to plan them for either later this year or next year even. Let's bring grandma and grandpa, make it a multi-generational trip. And let's just book it, right? But another thing that has really come into perspective are these bucket list trips, right? Let's stop planning. Let's stop adding to the bucket list, and let's start going on these trips, or planning them at least. And then, of course, weekend getaways. It's okay to start small. Let's drive a couple hours and find out what's just in our backyard, right? Being here in New York, a staycation into Manhattan is actually can be a ton of fun. There's always something going on. A couple other on the more romantic side would be our honeymoons. We can plan incredible honeymoons for you, and hotels just love honeymooners. They have incredible packages available all year round. And then on top of that, think about your bachelorette getaways, right? We can find incredibly affordable options for you as a group to go. And even if you need to rent a house, right? We can do that for you as well, believe it or not. And then something else on your wedding to-do list that you don't need to worry about would be a wedding room block for those out-of-town guests. Again, simple call, simple email to us, and we can take care of all of that sourcing, negotiating, get you a great contract. And that's just one less thing to check off. And then finally, a destination wedding, right? I think 2022, 23, we all just want to get out of here. So how about just getting married abroad? That's a great idea. Yeah. And I also think, Ryan, this is a great time just to plug. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, thank you so much. I'm seeing a couple of comments coming in, and I just have to say, Abby, if you're coming to the East Coast next week, my tip would be to bring a coat. It's still kind of chilly up here, but we hope to see you on the East Coast soon.
That's right. Yeah, thanks, Abby. One probably of the most important points that we haven't touched on yet is that our services, for the most part, are actually free. There's no cost to our clients because we get compensated through our supplier partners. So, just thinking back to my wedding, which was just about over 10 years ago now. Of course, I was in the travel business then and did this all myself. But, how great it would be to have somebody to kind of take that all off of our plate and allow us to focus on, the wedding itself, or your job, or your kids, or whatever else you might do. We take that planning away. So
that's right.
Please call us. And then outside of individual travel, we also do work with businesses and corporations. I mentioned it earlier, but at 12 noon today, we're going to bring on our group experts, Kevin and Brian, and talk about some of the best places to host masterminds, retreats, small board meetings and things like that. We also work with VIPs, so high power executives that need that extra special touch when they're traveling around the country. groups, meetings, and events, incentive trips. And then we also have a niche service for law firms where we work actually with litigation teams around the country. So we're a very diverse company, and we've got connections all over the place for all of our clients. So I'm very excited to share more about that later this afternoon. But let's get into it. All right, so everybody's been with some leisure destinations. Where can we escape, right? Where can we escape in 2021? It's probably your first big trip in a year, if not more. You deserve to be spoiled, right? You deserve to have the absolute best in service and location and amenities. And we went out and we found that for you. We found places that were unique, kind of bespoke areas, off the beaten path a little bit, a big wow factor for your first Instagram post or Facebook after traveling. Big thing is that they're open for business. They are accepting travelers, and they are looking forward to serving you. And then we've got some added value and perks for you there. So we're really excited to kick this off here. And we are not messing around with this first place. I want to do that. One of the most desired destinations in the world, probably one of the most photographed, social media. It's on vision boards. It's all over the place. We're talking about those overwater bungalows that everybody wants, the crystal clear water and complete isolation. So without further ado, our first location.
Yes, I feel like I need to just like get in the mood for this one right here. But so we're going to the Maldives. Let's kick it off. So this destination is Sonyeva, and it is the ultimate in exclusive holidays. One of the most divine hotels in all of the world. And, like Ryan said, it is probably the most Instagrammable place to go to. And it's really built of two different resorts. So Sonyeva Fushi is where I want to start. Oh, this is great.
Oh,
you have to check this out. No, you can go ahead. This is Sonyeva Johnny that sits in this turquoise crystal clear water lagoon. And you can see there in that photo, those incredible water slides. All of these overwater bungalows have that attraction, as well as that hole in the center of the ceiling. That's actually a retractable roof. So you're looking down onto the master bedroom right there. So imagine like laying in bed, retract the roof open, and now you're just stargazing. And when you're out in the Maldives, like there is like the sky is illuminating with stars. Like I'm from New York. I haven't seen a star in years. So that is like my dream right there. But let's play that video, Ryan.
All right, let's get into it here. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Right? I mean, let's go.
This place, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So this is all Sonyeva Johnny. And you can see here, that's one of their restaurants. So you're, again, dining just in the middle of the water, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this property is really designed for honeymooners in mind and really adult focused. But again, it's like a child at heart with those water slides. Like that's what really gets me.
Yeah, it's a little bit too long to take my 3 girls, I think. So that one would probably just be the wife and myself.
Exactly. You guys have fun with that one. But if you want to go to the next photo too. Yeah, I love this. So this is something that they do on the Soneva Fushi side, which is more of an imaginative hideaway because it truly used to be this deserted island, right? In this dense foliage in the Ba Atoll UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So you're like immersed in nature on this side of that island. And Soneva Fushi and Soneva Johnny, it's just an hour speedboat ride away. So something that you could really keep in mind, you could split your time. You could have the best of both worlds, right? So you could stay in the jungle, in the rainforest side, and then take a quick boat ride and spend the rest of your week or 2-week trip over on the overwater bungalow side. So that's really fun. And what this photo is showing is just one of their incredible activities on property. And that's watching a movie under the stars. So you can see that set up there. There's a whole buffet going. So it's dinner and a movie, which looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
So again,
that's
place
great.
to everyone. Yeah.
Good point about changing locations.
Yeah.
Now, the Maldives, I believe it's only a short taxi ride down the Long Island Expressway, right? So,
Exactly.
no, we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But because the travel is so long, you want to stay at least a week, I would say. A lot of our clients will stay 10 days, 2 weeks, and you split it up because there's different feels. And I just want to note, we're highlighting properties, but there are a ton of amazing hotels in the Maldives and all the locations that we're going to talk about, and we find the perfect one for our clients. But this one is just, it's top of our list. It's
yeah, that's exactly right.
Good stuff. All right, so yeah, tell us about how do we get here?
Okay, how do we get there? So there certainly are some options. You are going to be flying directly into the international airport there in Nuni Atoll, and that operates 24/7. Then once you get through luggage collection and everything, Soneva actually has their own seaplanes that they operate. So they'll pick you up right at baggage claim and bring you to their personal seaplane. And then that's about a 45-minute ride to the actual properties. And then, like I mentioned, there's a speedboat that can take you between Johnny and Fushi, and it's a 60-minute ride. So again, you can, hop back and forth. But to put into perspective, if you were to leave from JFK, you could take Qatar Airways, and that's about 20 hours in flight. And then you stop in Doha for about a 3-hour layover. And then you head right on over to the Maldives from there. And there's also some flights that leave on Emirates as well. So that's another option.
We could leave right now and be there tomorrow morning.
Seriously, I live 17 minutes away from JFK. Let's go.
There you go. Nice, good. All right. Well, we could go now, right?
Yeah.
I think there are some. Is there a good time to go to the Maldives?
The best part of the Maldives is it's a great time to go all the time. But if you want like the absolute best time, that's anywhere from November to April. The island nation is super warm and sunny again all year round, but there still is a dry and wet season. Fortunately, in where this area is, it's nothing that would ruin a great time. If it rains, it's only going to rain for like a couple hours, right? And then it'll clear back up. So anytime's a good time.
It's fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Close the roof. You got to close the roof, though.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Yes. Oh, I wonder if that happens.
I'm sure. Awesome. Well, we love the Maldives.
Exactly.
Good stuff. Any closing notes on the Maldives?
So I do feel I need to share some of their other great activities. They do have this astronomy cruise that you can go on. So it's a nighttime boat ride. Again, when you're in that kind of area of the world, you need to get out and see the stars because it's probably something you've never seen before. And another fun little thing they do is they can boat you over to a private beach and you can have a sunrise breakfast. And you're like literally on this little pile of sand in the middle of the water. So it's really a romantic little secluded breakfast experience. And they do have promotions, all year round. Right now, they have a great promotion for booking a 3-bedroom villa on Soneva Fushi. And so that would be a great, yeah. So that would be a great option for, if you're taking the whole family or for, a group of friends. And when you book that, you can get a $500 resort credit during your stay.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a place we all need to go. On the screen now, just some highlights there. It's a turtle butler. Oh.
Yeah. I think that is one of the coolest things too. So in the Maldives, there's sea turtles, and people don't often get the chance to see them. So there's a turtle butler, and if they see any sea turtles coming up to nest or hatch, they're going to give you a call or come find you wherever you are and bring you over to show you. So that's pretty neat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There's some COVID info there. We won't bore you with those details, but yeah, you can trust that we will make sure that you get there as best you can. You'll have all your paperwork together, and then you will get onto that water slide. So, all right. Well, we started off with an amazing first location, the Maldives. For those of that joined our Facebook group, Dream Big, Travel Better, we asked you when you joined the group, what sort of places do you dream of? And this next destination made the top of the list. It's an exotic country which has wonderful mix of intense rainforests along with some beautiful coastline beaches. I would say it's a little bit more of a reasonable flight than the last one. We are now heading down to Central America, to the amazing country of Costa Rica.
Yes, Costa Rica. This is like one of those countries I feel is a little bit off the beaten path. It, again, really has the best of both worlds. You can have those white sand beaches, or you can go up into the rainforest, and that's exactly where this resort is located. So it's in the middle of the Arenal Volcano National Park. So talk about being immersed in nature. Like, this resort literally was built through the rainforest. You have the walking paths that get you from, restaurant to restaurant, location to location. And on either side of you is just the rainforest. Like, there is no separation between you and the wildlife or you and the jungle. So it's a really immersive experience. But Nyara Springs and Gardens, it's like 2 resorts in one. And it is Travel and Leisure's #1 hotel in Central America. I mean, this property is just world renowned, and it's most often voted the most romantic hotel in South and Central America and one of the top 5 in the entire world. And I can truly attest, I have sent honeymoon couples here. It's just incredibly romantic.
I believe that you said The Bachelor may have been filmed here, or several.
I think you're right.
I don't watch that show, but I've been told. Maybe I read
sure.
that.
I'm sure. Yeah. So with the Nyara Springs portion of it, that's like the ultra luxe version. And there's about 35 villas, and they are like these treetop bungalows. They each have an infinity pool, and like even when you're underwater, you can still see out. And the views of the volcano, of the rainforest, it's just, breathtaking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. We have a let's see. I don't think we have a video for this one.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, like in the middle of the rainforest.
Yes, literally.
Probably another one where you might want to leave the kids at home, but there are some definitely family-friendly spots in Costa Rica as well. Very cool.
Yeah, I know. And there's so much more beyond just that pool too. I mean,
Yeah, like that pool.
Yeah, like that pool. Exactly. Yeah. That's at the spa, which they're also, hugely popular destination for. But it's just really neat. Like there's so many adventures to be had in Costa Rica. And this property can really help you to experience them all. One of the most famous sites is the Hanging Bridges in Costa Rica. And that's actually how they connect Nayara Gardens to Nayara Springs, is through those hanging bridges, which is pretty neat. And then something else I found was that you can have a hotel guide take you on a nighttime search for translucent frogs. So you are one with nature. Like there are sloths, there's birds, there's frogs right outside your casita. So
that's
really
awesome.
Neat experience.
I don't know if that's on anybody's vision board, but if you have translucent frogs, this
is the place for you. But it's also part of the Relais and Chateau family. So, I don't know how familiar everyone is with Relais and Chateau, but it's a collection of boutique hotels and really gourmet, Michelin star restaurants around the world. And this is one of their properties. So the cuisine and the chefs here are just fantastic. And they offer a lot of immersive experience. Like you can take cooking classes, mixologist classes. You can do a romantic dinner for two with wine pairing. And it's all incredibly romantic, but incredibly affordable as well.
So there's our sloth friend.
Yes. I had to put him in there. How cute is he?
I think there's monkeys in Costa Rica too. Monkeys are my favorite animal. I've always said
Definitely.
I want a pet, but apparently there's a bit of a shortage on monkeys. I just read that in the New York Times this morning.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is, but not specific to Costa Rica.
No.
Anyhow.
So if you are interested in this property, they actually have some great deals right now. So you can book for 4 nights for the price of 3. So that's a complimentary night. And we can include virtuoso amenities. And one of those amenities is a $100 spa credit. So you can take advantage of that amazing spa while you're there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'll segue into some of those virtuoso amenities. I mean, generally there's some sort of credit that you can use at the hotel. There's a priority for an upgrade. So if it's available, sometimes we can guarantee it before you check in, but if it's available when you check in, you're at the top of that list and you get that amenity. There's a welcome amenity from the hotel for you. And it's just really, kind of taking that experience to the next level. I always use the example of booking a Ritz-Carlton, which is who I used to work for many years. You could go online and you could find, the best deal at ritzcarlton.com or whatever, and you'll get the room that you paid for, and you'll get whatever sort of things come with it. But when you book with us, where you get that same room at the same price, you get these virtuoso amenities on top of that for no additional cost. So it's big savings, especially if you're staying multiple places or a couple days. So it's great stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. All right. Anything else to add on Costa Rica before we move on?
Oh, no, I think that about covers Costa Rica. Highly recommend, if you're looking for that honeymoon, again, off the beaten path, you're a more adventurous couple, I would say Costa Rica is right up your alley.
All right. Great. Yes, Costa Rica is on my list. So this next place is, we love it for many reasons, which we will explore, but most recently, I read about them in the news when they boldly decreed that their islands are open to anybody who can prove that they've had a COVID vaccine, and it's 10 days after the vaccine or something, their second shot. So of course they're open to people coming in with negative tests as well, but it did create some buzz and got people talking about it. I learned about this island a couple of years ago, and we were doing a honeymoon for one of our clients in Africa. So off the coast of East Africa is a gem of a little country that often serves as that kind of respite after a intense safari. So next we will take you to the Seychelles.
Yes. So this property right here is Six Senses Zil Paisan. And I mean, I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed with this. It looks like something out of a James Bond movie. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell if those rocks are real or if they're part of the building, or it's incredible.
Right. So those rocks are completely real. The Seychelles and this particular island is of these granite rocks. So that's all granite right there. So if you need a countertop, I would recommend just going.
Right.
Might be heavy in your luggage, but no.
Yeah, the heavy luggage.
Yes. Yeah, the Seychelles, it's just like this untapped ecological wonder. And something that I really love about Six Senses in this particular property is one of their largest priorities is about sustainability. And, this property, they actually grow all of their own food. They harvest and grow coral in their own nursery so that they can replant it back into, nature. And coral, has been suffering over the past few years. So that's a huge initiative that they're doing. And they also employ locally and they offer educational programs to the local schools. But that's just, the Six Senses brand. They're very at home in wherever they're located. But
Yeah.
if you want to go to the next video, you can see some of that as well.
Yeah, sure. It's not a brand that has really much notoriety within the United States at all, international destinations. But I tell you, yeah, it's one of those luxury brands that when you get there, it's incredible. It's over the top. But yeah,
absolutely.
Wow, what a unique spot in the world, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of saw in part of that clip, though, but so it is a private island beach resort. And so you really can only reach it by helicopter, of course, of which they have their own private one, or by boat. And they do have a private yacht. And that's one of the fun things to do in the Seychelles and, what they really encourage. But again, the Seychelles are made up of little tiny islands. And so you can island hop and take the private yacht in between or a private boat and make more of a day out of it. So that's a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, this is...
And they do that, the cinema on the beach activity again here. You can see this woman is laying in one of those nets over the water, and you can't see it in the photo there, but all the way to the right on the rocks, that's where they project a movie onto. So a little fun activity there.
Yeah, I think I was just watching the sunset. That looks pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, being Six Senses, they are very much into health and wellness. And so they have a great spa there. And so that's the spa pool, again, built into that granite rock there. Architecture at this property is just unbelievable. So one of the many reasons you should check it out.
That's awesome. So the Sixth Sense, is that umami, I think? Oh, no, wait, no, that's the taste, right? Yeah. Right. Six senses.
Six senses.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then a good thing to note, and again, you kind of mentioned it earlier, you are going, all the way to that other side of Africa. So it's quite far from here. You're going to be wanting to spend, probably like 7 to 10 nights. But if you book at this property 6 or more nights, that helicopter transfer from the airport is included in everything. So that's a great promotion, as well as virtuoso amenities again.
Oh, there you go. You get them everywhere.
You get 'em. Exactly.
Properties, yeah, I think there's about 1,000 or maybe a little bit less in the world, but.
And I recommend getting to the Seychelles sooner than later. Like it is very much going to be a trendy spot very soon. I know Hilton's going to build a Waldorf Astoria. I think they're building a Curio, or they have a Curio already over there. So get there before it blows up.
Yeah, get there now. It's open. Get over there.
It is.
Awesome. Great stuff. Well, we've been all over the world. It's time to bring it back to the United States, but not all the way back. So this destination appeared both on the favorite trip location as well as the dream trips for all those that joined the Facebook group. I know my first time to the state, I was so proud that this was part of our country, although it did not feel at anything like I was used to. It definitely felt like a foreign land. And there's a reason why they call it one of the most remote places, or it feels that way in the world. The closest continent to this group of islands is over 1,800 miles away. Of course, we are talking about the wonderful state of Hawaii.
Hawaii, yes. And so the property we selected over here was a Four Seasons Resort Lanai. And I just have a super fun fact, Ryan.
Okay.
This resort sits on 90,000 acres, which is 6 times the size of Manhattan. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that's a lot of exploring to do.
That is a ton. I had to do some tough math on that one too, just to let you know. But this definitely is that ultra luxury island sanctuary. The best part about Lanai is it's like one of the last unspoiled islands of Hawaii. It's not over commercialized. It's not a huge tourist destination yet. So I highly recommend going, and this would be the property to stay at for sure. The Four Seasons Lanai has a very strong focus on wellness. And their 3 components of that are movement, nourishment, and rest. So you have all areas of a wonderful hotel stay covered. And it will certainly take your stress levels down because they do have an age limit. You can be 16 years or older to go there. So you don't have small children running around. It is a very adult-focused property. So a nice couple getaway, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
good to know.
Wait, we've got a video for this one too.
Oh yeah.
That? All right, let's check it out. Very cool video. Yeah. We'll say, let me put us back on camera here. Yes. So as you saw in that video, Hawaii, I know I always had like this vision of like the lush kind of tropics and just all green and everything. But you see specifically on this island, the real juxtaposition, right? So you got some of the sea cliffs, you got some of that greenery, and then you've also got more of like the volcanic, kind of dryness of it. So Hawaii's just got so many amazing parts of it, and this is just such a unique island. And we'll talk about Four Seasons a little bit. I mentioned I worked for Ritz-Carlton. Four Seasons obviously was a big competitor of ours, but much respect. And of course, we are equal opportunity providers at this point. We, any preference that anybody has, but I can't talk highly enough about the Four Seasons level of service and just their uniqueness with resorts, especially this one. I mean, you talk about 90,000 acres of your own, land to just go explore. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Four Seasons, I mean, we all know it is that luxury. I mean, we have a photo of a beautiful accommodation right here, but if you notice, they really didn't focus on those aspects of the property, and they don't have to. We know what to expect from Four Seasons, and it's amazing, right? It's over the top, it's luxury. They really wanted to focus on the activities and what brings you to Hawaii and that cultural immersion there. And they have a lot of great programs on property, and they're really closely located to the Lanai Adventure Park. So you can try zip lining, ropes courses, hiking, all of those really great spots. And you can see here one of their wonderful restaurants. And I would be amiss if I didn't mention Nobu is right on this property. So another great reason why you should visit. You will be well fed. And another great reason, I think it might be the next photo, but golf enthusiasts, right? So they have a signature Jack Nicklaus course. And like Ryan had mentioned, there's these lava outcroppings. And so this golf course is built on one of those. And 3 of the holes are perched right on the cliff's edge with incredible views of the Pacific Ocean. And I'm pretty sure they have very often had weddings right on those holes because, I mean, those views are just, breathtaking.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then obviously to get you ready for golf, you do the hanging sheet stretching mechanism that you use there.
Yes, you have some aerial aerobics.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Again, they're all about that health and wellness.
That's right.
Yeah. And the first photo and what's there in that backdrop is the resort's catamaran. So they have their own catamaran too, and they can bring you on a tour, right on the water's edge there. So really exciting stuff. And, Hawaii is easy to get to. It's a little bit of a trek, especially if you're coming from New York, but it is worthwhile.
Yeah, well worth it. And we've actually gotten a ton of requests for Hawaii recently from clients. And I will say that the airlines are, kind of listening to us and clients in general and just saying, you need to make this easier for us. Hawaii was one of those places that really was closed off for much of COVID. They are open now and they are welcoming travelers. But they partnered with airlines to create kind of this seamless testing, recording, of COVID tests so that they make it easy for you. There's no quarantine once you get there because they already have your results. You take another one as soon as you get there, you go to the resort, and it's all just kind of seamless. So I think they've done a really nice job with it. And they're looking forward to welcoming, a lot of the tourists back, and we're looking forward to helping people get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Hawaii is it's really any time for the most part, right? There's no bad season there.
No bad season there. Absolutely not. The absolute best time really is, your April, May, your September, October. That's when you'll get the best weather. But again, there's really no bad time to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, right. Awesome. Well, I love it. And there's so much more. Hawaii is another one of those places that, especially if you're coming from the East Coast, spend 5 nights here, go over to Maui, go to Kauai, just check out as much as you can, or at least, 2 islands, and then come back and do another one. But what an amazing place to have as part of our country.
Yeah.
All right. we remain in the island mode as we continue to plot our escapes. These next two islands are a bit closer to other civilizations, located in the West Indies, and they separate the Caribbean Sea from the Atlantic Ocean, part of the British Virgin Islands. These two islands rely on tourism, 80% of their GDP. So you can imagine how hard they've been hit during these times. But they're open, and we need to get people out there. So the next location that we'll be taking you to is Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, so this right here is Jumbe Bay Island. And it's actually a private island. So if you wanted island mode, this is it. It's about 300 acres, and it is very well known for its luxury and world-class service. I mean, when you think about Antigua or Caribbean, it is like in the travel advisor community, this is the first property that everybody thinks of is Jumbe Bay. And it's one of the most exclusive Caribbean resorts. You can see it's surrounded by that, classic turquoise water, the white sand beaches, absolutely incredible accommodations, restaurants, spa, and all of that is all inclusive to make it 10 times better.
That's super easy. Love a great all-inclusive place. And this is not like an all-inclusive buffet, food sitting out type stuff. This is legit, fine dining,
Exactly.
5-star accommodation.
Exactly. We can take a sneak peek with that video coming up.
Let's check it out. Someone's having a little bit difficult time loading. Hold on one second.
I was going to say, I like the music a lot on that one. Oh, wow.
It's teasing.
That's all right. We still have some
We're
great
on island
photos
time.
too.
Let's see. I thought we were going to have it. All right, well, let's bring us back on. That's
Yeah. Well, you got a little sneak peek.
all right. We'll end on that bird.
We'll end on that bird. The seagull. The seagull says go. Yeah, so this is one of their suites there. You can see it's like all opened on the one wall. And you have a little fire pit and seating area right outside there too. And it opens right out onto the ocean. So just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, when you're on an island like that, you want to just be immersed in it, right? It's great design.
Mm-hmm. And that's sitting right on the beach there, having a cocktail. That's exactly what I would love to be doing right now, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. And now's the time, right? Wintry Escape is probably normally peak season, I think. But like a lot of these places, people are still a little bit hesitant to get there. And once you get there, though, I mean, you almost have the place to yourself. It's just going to be one of these moments in time that are going to be unique. You can imagine an island community that thrives off of tourists to start to welcome back their first guests. You can imagine the type of hospitality that you're going to get when you go there.
Yeah, that's really true. Really one of the best times to visit is right now. It's mid-December to mid-April. It's, again, that peak season, but again, it's not peak right now. But again, the perfect destination to escape this awful winter weather. But it's also a great destination for honeymoon and romantic celebrations. They do have a promotion on property that includes a complimentary couples massage and then a really bespoke private dinner under the stars. So they do a really nice job of making it special for you.
That sounds great. Yeah, and this one's not too difficult to get to from the East Coast. I think
oh my gosh,
direct flight. Or,
exactly.
Well, we have to take a catamaran to the island, right? But
darn,
4 hours. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you literally, your vacation starts as soon as you land in Antigua. If you were to fly out of JFK, it's about 4 hours, 15 minutes nonstop. You land and then you get picked up by the Jumbe Bay guides, and they put you right on their private catamaran, and you go on a 10-minute ride right to the resort. So again, it's that private island. You feel very secluded. So it's perfect.
It's great. Got me dreaming. Got me dreaming again.
Oh,
I know that feeling. It's like Hawaii when you put that lei on you.
Yeah.
You hear the music, and then they whisk you away. You get this sweet rum cocktail or coconut water or whatever, and you are just, you're here, and then you go down here. That's what it's all about.
Everything goes away at that point.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, we've done a fair amount of waters and islands, so don't want anybody getting seasick, or if somebody has an affliction of water. We've got something for everybody, right? So we'll take you back to a landlocked option. It also happens to have some of the best weather and wine in the country, perhaps maybe the world. For a weekend getaway for Hollywood stars, originally a sleepy kind of farming land, agriculture has really blown up in the past few decades to become one of the hottest escapes in the country. And of course, we are talking about wine country out there in California, in Sonoma County. We're going to head to.
Yes, exactly. I am very pumped about this property. It is brand new from the ground up, and it just recently opened. It's the Montage Healdsburg in Healdsburg, California, which is in the heart of Sonoma County. And when I say the heart of, it's like the Dry Creek Valley, Russian River Valley, Alexander Valley, they all meet right here. And this property sits on 258 acres of vineyards and oak tree groves. Like, you are in the middle of it. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. So for foodies, for wine lovers, just for someone who needs to get away, this is the spot. They're writing it as a transformative hideaway. So it's really authentic charm, and you're like right there in wine country. So highly recommend.
Yeah, and Montage is another one of these brands that kind of boutique luxury, very unique design, destinations feel. There's no sort of cookie cutter. They all have got their own sense of place, just based on where they're built. A lot of my former colleagues from Ritz-Carlton actually work for the Montage brand right now, so
there you go.
It's great service, and very excited about this opening. Well, there's a little shot of the lobby.
Yeah, that's the lobby there. How beautiful is that? I mean, the architecture, across the entire property is beautiful. I think the next photo shows the accommodations. And they built them like bungalow style. So all the guest rooms and suites are really immersed in, again, the surrounding nature. You can see there that whole wall is just floor to ceiling windows. And about a third of its space is dedicated to outside. So you have that balcony there. And then they have indoor outdoor living space and bathroom space. So you have an indoor outdoor shower, which is pretty fun. Again, to a land, like, this is not an island destination. This is right in California. I think the next photo might show that off.
You have the outdoor shower? Oh, or the
I think
pool.
so. No. Oh, the pool. But hey, look at that. There's actually 2 pools on property there. And that's one of them. And if you took like the outside shot, that's the one behind there. You were looking out over the vineyards. But on property, Montage is also really well known for their spa services. So this particular spa is 11,500 square feet. So it is massive, and they have amazing treatments and amazing spaces to relax and refresh in.
Awesome. Yeah, we love Napa for group trips, girls getaways, bachelorette parties, and anything where you just want to go out, kind of relax, let loose. It's still quiet in a sense, the surrounding areas, but when you talk about a food and beverage paradise, this is where you go to get some of the best food in the country. That's all farmed right there. Obviously, the same thing with wine. Great weather year round. Gets a little bit hot in the summer, but as we get into the fall, there's nothing like going to wine country during harvest season. So September into October, start to get that smell of the grapes being pressed, and You know, it's just an awesome place to be, and
Yeah.
fantastic hospitality out there. Nice to also pair it with, you know, a stop in San Francisco or, you know, just California in general if you do kind of a trip. Now with so much flexibility regarding working remotely and your kids being virtual, a lot of clients are just saying like, hey, we're going to go out to California for 3 weeks, right?
That's right.
And start to kind of hit on spots and hit some of the lists. So this is definitely a must-stop place when heading out to Napa and Sonoma Valley.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. So we take you from the land. We know that not everyone loves the beach or the heat of the summer. So our next destination satisfies the desire for a different type of great outdoors. Known for its awesome skiing in the winter, they also boast some incredible hiking, fishing activities in the warmer months. And they call themselves the last real mountain town in the country. We are talking about Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Jackson Hole, exactly. So in Jackson Hole, we have Amangani, and it sounds incredibly exotic, but it is right here in the United States. It's operated by the Aman brand, which is ultra luxe. And they are very, again, unique properties around the world. And this one is just like that. It's very in tune to its surroundings, which is incredibly important in Jackson Hole. There is a lot of wildlife out there. And this property, it is a 5-star resort and hotel, and it sits 7,000 feet above sea level. And it looks out onto the Rockies Grand Teton mountain range, which is just an incredible view. And that's about 2,500 acres of Jackson Hole ski slope. So if you're going for winter season, you're a skier, snowboarder, you'll have a blast just getting on those slopes. But it's again, it's the Wild West. Like there is something to do all year round. This just happens to be a snowy photo, but we have hot air ballooning. You can go 4x4 wildlife safaris, golf, of course. There's lots of space. Hunting, horseback riding, like the list goes on. It's absolutely incredible. Our next video is a tad longer. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but it really immerses you into kind of what you would experience, what you would hear, what you'd see while staying there. So hit it.
Yeah. What type of video is this? It's like the sounds that are.
Oh, it's a sound ASMR. Yeah. So if you like, I don't want you to close your eyes because I want you to watch it. It's beautiful, but it feels like you're right there.
Yeah, you come back to this and use this as a meditation video in the future.
Exactly. That's property there.
That's awesome. You talk about getting away, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it sounds out there.
Exactly.
We had the pleasure of going to Breckenridge for the first time earlier this year, and I'll tell you, like the ski resorts are operating at a reduced capacity, so I think they're at about 50%, but it's still, you know, it felt like there was a good amount of people and energy there. Distancing at the ski lifts and stuff like that. So, you know, those are the kind of details that we get into with these resorts, where we will set you up for what to expect, right? Because you don't know at this point in your head, all right, this is what it's going to look like, this is what it's going to feel like. But we help get you prepared for, like, okay, this is actually how it's going to be. Do we go as far as finding out, okay, what sort of restaurant service, food and beverage service, what sort of housekeeping service there are, it's a interesting time, and we want to prepare you for that, but you can still get away to these places, and getting away is just going to take you to a place that you haven't been in a long time, right? We're all kind of wound up and stressed out, and a place like this is just an awesome place to go and unwind for a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's really not too hard to get to either. Jackson Hole Airport is about 25 minutes away from the property. So that's an easy, quick drive. And, if you're heading over here from JFK, from New York, the East Coast, it's about 7 hours and 15 minutes, most likely with a stopover in Salt Lake City, but really quick. And Amman being that next level of luxury, they also have their own private jet charters. So no matter where you are or what time, they can really tailor their services to accommodate you and get you over to their gorgeous Amangani.
There you go. Yep. Private plane to Jackson Hole sounds wonderful.
Sounds great. Yep.
Anytime of year, you see there's more of probably like either a fall shot or something like that. But even in the summer, you get to see the caps on the mountains and everything. It's just an incredible place.
Yeah, there's really no bad time to visit. It's completely up to your preference and what kind of activities that you want to do. If you're a hiker and you just want to explore the outdoors, maybe see some wildlife, go in the summer or the fall. And then if you're a skier, snowboarder, again, anytime during the winter is perfect. And something I actually love about this property, I think is so cool, is it sits on the migratory paths of the moose and elk and other wild animals. So you're guaranteed to see something cool.
Love me some nature.
Exactly.
You've ever seen a moose cross in front of you? It's a sight to see it for sure.
Seriously.
All right, cool. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to head back to the islands. We just got 4 inches of snow here in New Jersey. The lawn is still covered. I did shovel the so that's good. But we'll take you back to this island. I love this next island for its lush green topography, picturesque coastlines. It boasts a wonderful Caribbean vibe and that hospitality that they're known for, but it also provides a unique experience for those visitors staying on the island. So one of our favorite honeymoon destinations, cruise stops, but also a place to go hang out, and that is St. Lucia.
Yes, St. Lucia. So this particular resort, it needs to be on your list. You have to go here, either for your honeymoon, just book this right now, your next anniversary or a celebration. Jade Mountain Resort is insanely unique. It is, from its inception, has always been one of the Caribbean's, if not one of the world's, most unique experiences. And just location is everything. Look at that view from their rooftop lounge area. Just absolutely gorgeous. And that's the island of St. Lucia, with the mountain range in the background there. But just sweeping views. And I think you can see a little bit of that in our video here. Yeah, wow.
Check it out. I guess there's no sound on this one, so.
That's all right. Look at that infinity pool. And you can see the incredible architecture of the building itself. That's really one of their well-known attributes. Beaches.
Beautiful. Yeah,
amazing.
Last time I was in St. Lucia was a stop on a cruise, and you got zip lining and get a little bit onto the grounds, but it's a unique Caribbean island because of the mountains that you mentioned, the Grand Tetons. It's just super beautiful and a great service culture. The hospitality is just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the hospitality, our good colleagues spent their honeymoon at Jade Mountain. And one of the great stories that I recently heard, they were up on that lounge area enjoying their evening cocktails and stargazing. Because, again, it's one of those areas that the sky is filled with beautiful stars. You can just get lost in it. And one of the servers, saw that they were enjoying it so much and offered to set up a telescope in their own suite. And those suites, you kind of saw a picture of it, but they have, the full wall is open. You have your own infinity pool and your own terrace to enjoy. And so they offered to set up a telescope so they could do that in the comfort of their own room as well. So it's just these places, we pick them out because of our incredible relationships with the teams there, but they do an amazing job just on their own. They're just so hospitable, very warm and charming.
That's right. Yeah, this picture encapsulates just the scene at Jade Mountain. It's incredible.
Yeah. It is not short of perfection, but one of the biggest things, to keep in mind is his property is all inclusive and it's adults only. So it is really for that honeymoon or celebration.
Very cool. Great. And somewhat easy to get to as well, certainly from the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's actually 2 available airports that you can fly into. And Jade Mountain can arrange, a car to meet you at the airport and get you over. But they also offer helicopter transfers during the day. And, they make it a point, they have their helicopter port like set behind the resort. So it's nice and quiet during the day. It doesn't disturb any of their guests, which is very important, of course. But if you were to fly out of JFK, it's actually 4.5 hours nonstop on JetBlue. So it's easily accessible. And you definitely should go if you can this year. They're doing an incredible promotion right now for one of those Sky Whirlpool suites. You can book from travel between July to October, and you can get your 4th and 7th night for free. So that's 2 nights for free if you're staying, more than 7 nights. So yeah, something to consider. That's a pretty great deal.
Stay 7, pay for 5. That sounds like a pretty good deal.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Just, and if you need to plug in and work a couple days, take the weekend and sounds great.
Yeah. I might be relocating, by the way. No, I'm kidding. I might be in St. Lucia for the next week.
There you go. That sounds great. All right. Well, you may want to consider this next location as well. It's on my must-see list. I talked about it with some of our some clients not too long ago. Also easily accessible, but this one is outside of the U.S. down a little bit south to our neighbors in the south. Its name actually, the full name incorporates the state of California, but it is indeed in the country of Mexico. This is one on my list. As I mentioned, I plan to get there at some point, hopefully this year. We'll see if we can do it. But Los Cabos and this Waldorf is awesome.
Yes, I hope there's an open invitation to join you because this is absolutely on my list. We can call it one of our revenge travel destinations. But this is Waldorf Astoria Los Cabos Pedregal, formerly the resort at Pedregal, which has always been very popular, but it's just an amazing property. It recently received its Forbes 5-star and for the 5th year in a row. So it is luxury at its best. And again, like the biggest reason I want to go, Ryan, I don't know if you know this, but one of your welcome amenities is literally a bottle of tequila. Like, talk about vacation.
That's amazing. That's pretty much, that's my required welcome amenity wherever I go. But
obviously.
Next. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think this picture is really cool. You can see the resort really towards the bottom right there, if you're looking at it the same way. But it's built into the side of that cliff there. And on the other side of the cliff is the actual town of Los Cabos in the marina. So when you arrive, it's really easy to get there. And it's just about a 45-minute drive. And to get to that part of the resort, you have to go through this incredible tunnel. And we'll show you a picture of that soon. I think it's in our video as well, but it's just this incredible arrival, this sense of arrival. And the tunnel's illuminated by the sun coming in off the ocean. Like you can see the ocean as soon as you get there. So just really magical experience. But I think we have a quick video as well.
Yeah, we'll check out the video and yeah.
Right?
I love it. Well,
I know, I need to go there.
The side of a cliff, I'm there for sure.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great shot as well. It shows that pool, that infinity pool, looking out to the Pacific Ocean with a swim up bar. They just love their tequila. They actually have a great tequila partnership with a local distillery. Yes, but they have like a mezcal tasting. They have mixologist classes as well. But you don't have to go far to have a good time, because each of the guest rooms not only have ocean views, but they all have their own private plunge pool. So there is really never a bad time to go, because even if it's warm, you can relax right in your own private pool, which is amazing. And this is that tunnel shot again. Like, how cool is that?
What a luxurious tunnel.
Right? Like, just carved out of this cliff. And right on the other side of that tunnel, again, is the town of Cabo and the marina. And it's like a great destination for shopping and just walking around. It's a very, very safe location as well, which is important.
That's awesome. It's great
yeah, and that's one of those shots there. You can see the ocean view, and that's their standard room type right there. Like, you can't go wrong.
No.
Yeah. And that's that restaurant you love.
There you go.
How cool. Yep.
Tacos and margarita right there. Beautiful.
Best view. So this property, again, they have incredible excursions that they run themselves. So you could go swimming with 40-foot long whale sharks in the Sea of Cortez. You can go see the Ark, right? That iconic Instagram photo. You can go on a hike up the mountain and visit these hot springs, and then do a local mountain village, and the people there will show you how to make fresh tortillas. Like, there's a lot to do there besides just laying out in the sun.
Yeah. Also very easy to get to for most of us in the country that are somewhat near an airport. And Mexico, I will say, is one of these countries that has basically been open or taking tourists and guests throughout the entire COVID. It was kind of like, this unwritten thing that, you could go there. Well, they had their border closed to land for a while, but you could still fly there. So we had, some clients that were like, hey, I want to go to Mexico. Can I go? And we looked up and said, yes, you can. At that point, there was no quarantine on the way back or anything like that. And they said they were one of, like 20 people at the resort. They had the place to themselves. It was incredible. As I mentioned earlier, the service was just fantastic. And the one thing that they said is that the measures that they're taking, the safety measures, sanitation measures, are above and beyond anything that's going on here in the United States. I mean, they were like sprayed down their shoes and their luggage before it got
Yeah, there's a lot of videos of that, of people arriving at the airport and, their drivers just taking care of everything right away. So it's a great initiative.
Yeah. So we are going to stay in Mexico for our last place here. And it's our last location already. We're exhausted from flying everywhere. So we'll just keep in Mexico, a little bit, I think, north of Cabo. But this is a brand that we'll talk a little bit about, but also just a really unique property that shows a different side of Mexico. But we are talking about the Rosewood in Mayacoba.
Yes, Rosewood, an amazing brand. And this one here in Mayacoba, it's the area of Riviera Maya, which is quite close to Cancun. So you do have that, beachfront experience with the white sand beaches, beautiful waters. But what's really interesting and unique is that there's also this system of lagoons right there and mangrove forests. So your sense of arrival to Rosewood, Mayacoba, almost surpasses Waldorf's. I hate to say it, but you arrive into their lobby and then you're either whisked away via golf cart or by this little boat that brings you through the lagoons to your villa that sits over the water. Just absolutely incredible. And I think I have a quick couple videos just to show you the different experiences and beautiful shots of the property. Amazing. Look at all those smiles. Like, I just want to go hang out with them.
Yeah, I love how this video highlights the fact that you mentioned Cancun and Riviera Maya. A lot of us may have visited there during spring break or other times and had this vision of these big, amazing beaches. But this particular property and a lot of Riviera Maya is actually this juxtaposition of kind of rainforest, just lush vegetation that eventually leads you to that great beach area. So you kind of get the best of both of those worlds.
Yeah, that's correct. That's absolutely right. Another really popular destination when you're in Riviera Maya are the cenotes, the underground caves. I've had the experience of, hiking through them, and it's just incredible. Something that's definitely on your bucket list to do. But this is just another shot of the property, and I think I have one more, but, just to mention, they have 129 suites, and just late 2019, they completed a multi-million-dollar renovation. So everything is fresh, modern, redesigned, and it's just, awaiting us to get back there. So if you have any interest, they have some great promotions happening, as well as virtuoso amenities available to you. But the best time to go visit is really March and April, because you get a combination of the warm temperatures and the low rainfall, right? It's a drier part of their season. But May and July are some of the other second best options. And not gonna lie, those months are coming up soon. So I would book now if you're interested.
Yeah, great segue in the book now. People ask us when should I start to plan to travel, or when's the best time? And we always say as soon as you get inspired, and that's what we're trying to do today. Allow us to do our jobs and go out there and find you, the best flights and the best days, time of year, whatever it might be, to get to these hotels. as I've been looking, and I'm sure Abby's seen it too, the further out you go with flights right now, the more expensive they're getting. Airlines are following along with everybody else, realizing that at some point this summer, everybody that wants a vaccine is going to get one, and people are going to be traveling like crazy. And so they're pricing accordingly. As Abby mentioned, now is the time. Like, you can get away in a week or in 2 weeks. That's when the best deals are. To be honest with you, there are still some obviously great deals to incentivize, because there will still be limited amount of people that will go out and travel. And I'll just say a note about airline travel as well. Multiple reports from third parties as well as the airlines themselves, basically just saying that it's pretty much the safest indoor environment that you can be in, due to the fact of the air circulation that circulates every couple of minutes and gets these crazy filters. And we all know, wearing masks really does help. Personally, I use like one more extensive mask. I put a shield down when I'm going to have a bite to eat if needed or anything like that. And like I said, we've been traveling for much of this and have done it safely. So not here to get people out of their comfort zone, but we're here to inspire and really want you to get out there.
Yeah. And we share that from our own experience as well. Like just this weekend, I was on a flight by Delta, and Delta is being, praised for just going above and beyond these safety, precautions. And they're still blocking their middle seats. They're going to do that for the next couple months still. And I had a whole row to myself. Not to mention, like, once I arrived on the plane, the flight attendant handed me, a sanitizing wipe, even though I know, like, I saw the whole crew come off the plane with all of their gear cleaning it, but before, getting the new passengers on. So it's really, it's a new world, but we have experienced it ourselves, and we're ready to share it with you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to be of service. We hope we inspired you, got your palate a little bit wet to go back and travel again. And we're here for you to help answer any questions, help guide you through it. This is just a small sampling of the properties that we have access to and things that we can do. But everything is 100% customized and personalized to your needs and budget and timing and all that kind of stuff. And we pride ourselves on really being architects of fabulous trips. So, Abby, thanks again for your time. And
pleasure.
There you go. Put on your hat.
Time.
Head to the airport.
Do not disturb.
We'll see you at the land there.
All right.
JFK before we take off.
Before you know it. All right.
Everybody, thank you. All right. Abby removed
well done. Did Abby dip?
All right. No, just under an hour and a half. All right.
Great job.
Cool.
Great job. Got some good comments.
Yeah, I saw that. Abby was on there, and Stacy, she's planning a trip to the Maldives right now, so that's good. Cool. I was getting blown up.
Quick question: who's gonna highlight the St. Regis in Deer Valley?
You have notes on that?
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if that was like a complete teaser for Kelly or like actually going to be showcased.
Yeah, we'll showcase it. Somewhat quickly.
I'll do that one then.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna get out of this studio. I'll send you the invite for our studio.
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh yeah.